Thor has got us covered with live eye and hammers, and artificial intelligence kicks us off with two new movies at the box office. Do tell.
Yes, we're looking at Machina right now, and this is a science fiction mind-bender with Domhnall Gleeson, Oscar Isaac, and Alicia Vikander, which looks at artificial intelligence. Have a look.
Hello.
Hi. I'm Caleb.
Hello, Caleb.
Do you have a name?
Yes. Ava.
I'm pleased to meet you, Ava.
I'm pleased to meet you too.
Thor, not the first time we're seeing AI as the plotline behind a movie. When you look at this project and this storyline, what would you say the commentary that stood out to you about what it means to be human?
I think it's the simplistic approach. This is a very minimalist movie from Alex Garland, his first directorial debut. He's the writer of Sunshine and 28 Days Later, so a protege of Danny Boyle. It looks at the morality of what it is to be human, and whether or not a machine can actually feel human emotions, and whether it can essentially be sentient. It's a classic story that we've heard before, but it's done so stylistically. I loved almost every frame of this film, and it's grounded brilliantly by these epic performances from Domhnall Gleeson, Oscar Isaac, who plays this reclusive billionaire who invites him to come to his manor and essentially test this AI, played by Alicia Vikander, who was opposite Gleeson in Anna Karenina, so they already have some existing chemistry. The visual effects are top-notch. There's a great eerie soundtrack to it. This movie ticked a lot of boxes for me, Riaz.
You know, just looking at some of the shots, I can see the style, the cinematography, tone, mood, just through the images. But what do you think will make this movie about AI stand out and have people talking about it years to come? Or will they, in fact, even do that with this?
They will. This is definitely a sleeper hit. It's deliciously twisted. You don't really know where the story is going. There's sort of this foreshadowing that takes place, so it's got a little bit of a creeping dread factor to it. And the performances alone will speak for the legacy of this movie with the trio of wonderful actors. The casting was brilliant, but it does have some great twists in it. There's also an epic dance scene involving Oscar Isaac, so they were able to pepper in a lot of comedy as well as a lot of dystopian dark stuff here. So a lot to chew on, but really brilliantly executed. I thought this was one of the best films of 2015 so far.
Wow. Hearing a lot of variety right there. How many hammers will you drop for this one?
Ex Machina doesn't reinvent the wheel when it comes to themes, but it does it in such a glorious way. I'm going to go 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 to get us started. Solid start right there. Okay, a bit of something for everybody at the box office. The romantic drama. I know Blake Lively's involved. Tell us about this new project.
Yeah, and this has a fantasy twist because Blake Lively plays a woman who is perpetually 29 years old, and so she lives about 80 to 90 years at the same age. So it raises a lot of interesting questions about the price of beauty and aging and what it's like for a woman to watch her daughter actually grow older than her. She strikes up a romance with Mikhail Huisman from Game of Thrones, and then he takes her to his parents' home to meet his family, and there's a little bit of a twist there. Very interesting flick, shot mainly in Vancouver. It doubles as San Francisco here, but despite its kind of ludicrous plot, there's a lot of good things happening here.
Blake Lively, the leading actress in this movie. Katherine Heigl was originally attached to the role. She moved on. Natalie Portman, and then obviously Blake took over. Does she have what it takes to be a leading actress, and will we see this in movies to come?
You know, I have to say she does, and I wasn't the biggest Blake Lively fan going into this film, but she really surprised me. She settled into this role very nicely with an extremely nuanced performance, and it's hard to go through and play someone who has this identity crisis through different decades. The fashions were amazing as well in all these different time periods, but Riaz, Harrison Ford steals the show in this film. In the last third of the movie, he comes in with this twist and really displays some incredible acting, and for anyone who doubts that Harrison Ford still has it, he will dispel any of those criticisms because he is compelling, and his scenes opposite Blake Lively are very good in this film. And you know, despite its sort of typical trappings of being that schmaltzy romance, there were a lot of thought-provoking issues in this film. So overall, despite a couple of bumps along the way, it actually did have me hooked most of the way.
How many hammers for The Age of Adaline?
We've got some familiarity here, obviously, and some ludicrous plot details, but it's grounded nicely by Blake Lively and Harrison Ford. I'll go 3 out of 5. 3
out of 5, okay. And do you think either of these movies will take out the Fast and the Furious franchise at the box office this weekend?
Adaline may with that, date movie crowd, but I don't think anything is going to stop that train from slowing down with the Fast and Furious movies.